Hello, everyone. There's still a few things I need to grab, so no rush arriving. In fact, I'll put that in the chat. So I'm going to disappear for a moment. So as you arrive, whether you're doing this class with me live in this moment or you take it later today, I'm going to just tell you a few things that you need so that you are loaded with everything. One candle, just to have that energy there of the moon and that holding, and also we'll most likely use the candle flame to burn one of the things we journal about. You'll need a piece of paper or a journal in order to write. We'll have 3 journal prompts. A burn dish, a safe burn dish for that thing that we are releasing. And if you can, if not, it's okay. A rose tea, or maybe just put some rose oil on your neck, or, on your heart, or maybe on your third eye, just to bring in the essence of the rose. And I'll kind of speak to why I felt called to the rose for today's class. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and light my candle. And I'm also going to just clear my energy, because my energy has just not felt very positive today as a whole. So you can do this with me as well. If you have sage and or Palo Santos, I like to use sage. This is also with dandelion, which is for healing. But I use sage to clear and cleanse. I mentioned this in some other ceremonial videos that I've done in the past. Right. And then I use Palo Santos to call in beings of love, of light, ancestors that are, there to support and love and guide you, your higher self, God, Pachamama, So I use Palo Santos to call in, because Palo Santos has this very, not only is it, wood of the saint, but it's almost like the scent pulls people in. Like, for me personally, I can't walk past a shop that's burning Palo Santos and not go in. So there's like this warming, calling in quality to Palo Santos. This one specifically I bought in Cusco and Peru. And it's such a thick piece that, as you see, it takes a while to get it to light sometimes. So it's just gonna take a minute, but that's okay. Everything in divine time. So I think with all of that, it's given enough time for who might arrive to arrive. But also, I know the sun sets later now, so everyone's enjoying the weather, being outside a little longer. But yeah, I would love, as you enter the space, to hear from you how you've been feeling this full moon, what's come up for you. You can put it down in the comments. I know for me, like, I almost canceled today's session just because I was very emotional. I had some stuff come up, and this full moon is all around relationships. It doesn't always have to be a romantic relationship, but Libra is ruling planet is Venus, so it does tend to gravitate toward love relationships and what can all be shining the light there, and especially in things that are unbalanced when it comes to harmony, beauty, peace, balance. And so just like seeing what all comes up for you in that area. And I definitely had some stuff come up for me that I'm going to work on for myself and for the important people in my life, and where things are out of balance. And so Libra doesn't like to make decisions. Libra is people pleasing. So the energy in this full moon is going to make you have to make choices, make strong decisions. And this is also why I was drawn to the rose as the flower to speak to. That not only does it have a very Venus-like quality, but roses teach us to stand tall in who we are and have boundaries and speak up for yourself, and also are beautiful and opening and heart-led. And so, noticing where you stand up for yourself and you speak boundaries, but it's being reflected back to you in a negative way, or not being received well, or where you're holding back speaking up because you want to appease everybody in the space. So that's why the rose, and I personally have taken a break from it, but I've been working with the rose for a long period of time now. Actually, I would say almost 2 years I've been called to the rose. And now and again, just pull out that rose tea and sit with it again. I grabbed my rose oracle deck for today. One of them, I have 2 of them, but one that's just the artistry is just absolutely beautiful. So I pulled that deck to bring in that beauty. And so today's yoga practice, that's what we're going to open with, is going to be about twisting and detoxing and balance. So you're not going to need blocks or anything. I'm basically going to have us standing and then sitting, and then we'll drop into, if you have a tea or an oil, we'll go ahead and sip on that together and allow that to be a quiet time of meditation, of reflection. So we will just sit with the essence, or even just visualizing the quality of the rose and just seeing what messages come up in that meditation. It will be very brief. From meditation, we'll drop into our journal prompts. I have 3 of them. And then we'll burn and release what we want to let go of. And then we'll anchor in, the intention moving forward from this full moon. And I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I feel like there's something I wanted to also add to today's practice, and I am like drawing a blank as to what it is. I don't know. So I'm going to just leave it at that. And, as we go through and as you show up, at any point you show up, you can always write a comment or post in the chat, just even a hi. Though I am far away and I can't read it from this distance, when we hit the journal prompts section, I will scoot closer. So if there's anything you want to share or be open and vulnerable about, where we can hold space for a moment for somebody to open up, I am going to scoot forward for that. I have not done that in the past, and I know today I could use extra support, and any way I can bring you extra support, or we could bring each other extra support, that's what we can do here. All right, I'm going to put my tea. It's very hot. If you have tea, just like take a moment to smell the aroma. Rose, it's just beautiful. And I'm going to get that out of the way for now. Right, we're going to begin today's practice standing. So you can come to the top of your mat, and I'm going to try to make sure I stay whole body and frame to the best of my capability. It's always a fun thing with the computer trying to get everything lined up right. But we'll go ahead and begin at the top of our mat. And you see, I even have my hair down. It's just this idea of just surrender, of peace, to not have everything like controlled and held back. So just let yourself be free. You don't have to be perfect for today's practice. I mean, you never do, but really just like come as you are. We'll begin standing at the top of your mat. And just take a moment to really feel your feet grounded in the earth. Feel your toes, maybe even wiggle them like you're digging your toes into some sand. Libra is an air sign, so they need grounding and earth. Even today, with all of my emotions that all came up, I decided to garden, to get my hands physically in the dirt, touching plants. And so just really feel that anchoring in through your feet, that grounding through your feet. And let's bring both hands to our heart. And just take a pause here to feel your heartbeat. Just notice how you're feeling right now in this moment without changing anything or adjusting anything, just being. It's something that's, I'm telling myself right now, is just to have more compassion for myself. I know when we're told we do things wrong, or we should change this or change that, that we internalize that and, really make it to a point where we start negative self-talk and all of that. It's just take a pause and maybe even, bring compassion to yourself and just say, it's okay. You're not perfect. You're just being shown stuff. And this life is so temporary. What might have been really big today is going to be gone in the past. And, always remembering that so that we continue to move forward. On your next inhale, let's reach both arms up. And then exhale, bend your knees slowly, fold all the way down. And just really bend your knees because we don't want to overdo our hamstrings too fast. But just let your body hang. You can grab onto your elbows and sway from side to side. Then bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift, long, flat back. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then bend your knees and slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. And then inhale, reach both arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring your left hand forward, right arm back. So you're coming into a twist. Keep your hips square to the front of your mat. Inhale, come up. Exhale, twist to your left. So right arm forward, left arm back. And again, inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. And we start to bring in a little balance here. So you're going to inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, shift your weight to your left foot as you lift your right knee up and come into your twist to the right. Inhale, come up through center, grounding through both feet. Exhale, left knee comes up as your right arm reaches forward, left arm back. Bringing in that balance. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. One more to each side. And we're going to add on here. You're going to inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, twist to your right. Right knee comes up. And then you're going to bring your left hand up to the outside of your right knee and try to deepen your twist while you balance. Slow, deep belly breaths. And then release, coming center. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, shifting to the other side. Left knee up. Right hand to the outside of your left knee. Woo! Try to hold. Slow, deep belly breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Good. Well, inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, ground your hands, step your left foot back, drop your knee, low lunge. Gonna inhale, reach both fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, just like we were doing standing, left arm forward, right arm back. Now we're gonna just stay to the one side. So inhale, reach back up. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. So you're just twisting to your right. Two more times. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. This time you're going to hold. Stay for your inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down to the onto the mat, and then reach your right fingers towards the ceiling. 3 deep breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, ground your hand, tuck your back toes, find a downward dog. And just pedaling it out on the spot here a little bit. Shift your weight from one foot to the other. And then inhale, bend your knees, gaze towards the top of your mat. Exhale, hop or step into forward fold. You can take as many steps as you need forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back all the way up to a stand. Exhale, palms to heart center. We'll go straight to the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, ground your hands, step your right foot back, drop your knee, low lunge. Inhale, sweep your fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, right hand forward, left arm back. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. We stay. Deep inhale. Remember, you're twisting to your left. Exhale, your right hand comes down to the mat. Reach your left fingers towards the ceiling. 3 deep breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, ground your hand, tuck your back toes. Downward dog. Take a nice deep breath here. Inhale, bend your knees, gaze towards the top of your mat. Exhale, hop or step into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Go ahead and shift your weight into your right foot. We're going to find tree pose. So you can kickstand your foot or bring your foot to your calf or all the way up to heel to your inner thigh for full tree, either option. Slowly bring your left knee forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, big step back into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So you're facing the side. Always your mental checklist. You can see your big toe from the inside of your front knee. Your core is holding back, so you're getting that arch out of your spine, shoulders over hips. We're going to inhale, flip your front palm slight, reach forward. Exhale, sweeping up and back into peaceful warrior. Back arm can rest on your back leg or come behind your back. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your front arm to your thigh and reach either to the ceiling or long over your head into side angle. Either option's good. One more deep breath in. Exhale, back to Warrior 2. Stay for your inhale. Exhale, windmill your hands all the way down. Step back into downward dog. Take a nice deep breath here. Inhale, bend your knees, gaze towards the top of your mat. Exhale, hop or step into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back all the way up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Shift your weight into your left foot, finding tree on the other side. And again, make sure no part of your foot is touching the inside of your knee. So if you even have to just wiggle your foot or heel to see, oh, okay, I am touching it. I need to lower down to my calf, or I need to bring that foot all the way up even higher. So either way. One more breath here. Slowly bring your right knee forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, big step back. Virabhadrasana 2, the other side. And just pause here. Inhale, flip your front palm slight. Reach forward. Exhale, reaching up and back. Peaceful warrior. Your next inhale, come up. Exhale, side angle. Again, you can just reach towards the ceiling or sweep that arm long over your head. Your next inhale, come back up. Exhale, windmill your hands all the way down. Step back to downward dog. Take a deep breath. And then we'll just slowly drop your knees down to the mat. And then take a child's pose. You can bring your big toes to touch, knees as wide as your mat. Just let your body ground. One more breath. Slowly come to roll up, bringing your knees together. If they're wide, shift your feet to one side and we'll just come seated, sending your legs out in front. We'll find a twist here. So you're going to bring your right knee in nice and close. Then inhale, lengthen through your left arm. Exhale, hugging close as you come into your twist. So you're hugging your right knee in. Slow, deep belly breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, unravel. We'll just go to the other side right away. Left knee comes in. Inhale, lengthen through your right arm. Exhale, find your twist. Slow, deep breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Let's scoot forward and come down onto our backs just for a moment because we're actually going to take a seated meditation. We're not going to stay on the floor for Shavasana, but I do want us to come into Supta Konasana with the soles of your feet together. And again, bring your right hand to your heart, left hand to your belly, and just take a pause to breathe. Maybe even welcome in that compassion towards yourself one more time. That we're not here to get it right. And if people don't understand that, they're not meant to be for you or in your life. And one more deep breath here. Slowly bring your knees together and hug them in close to your body. And just gently rock from side to side. Massage your low back on the floor. And then coming up to a comfortable seat your own way. And this is where, if it does feel more comfortable, sit on a bolster or blocks. You can grab that, but it's optional. You can always sit on a pillow or a blanket. I always love my blocks. I prefer blocks every time. And so before we drop into the meditation with the rose, I want us to do some pranayama, some breath work. So we're going to do Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, starting and ending with your left side to balance the masculine and feminine. Again, we're coming back to that balance and that harmony, but to activate more of the feminine side, to that softening, that beauty, that, like harmonizing side of your body. So we'll bring two peace fingers together, right, between your eyebrows. And then you can take your thumb and your ring finger and just bring it to either side of your nose and just feel that bony structure of your nose. And then just slide your fingers down until you're just at the bottom. So you're not completely on your nostrils. You're a little higher up. You're just where you're going to very gently and subtly close one side and the other. And if you want, you can bring your thumb and index finger on your left hand together. And so first, let's just inhale through both nostrils. And then closing your right, exhale through your left. Inhale through your left. Close both. Exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Close both. Exhale through your left. Inhale through your left. Close both. Exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Close both. Exhale through your left. Inhale through your left. Close both. Exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Close both. Exhale through your left. Inhale through your left. Close both. Exhale through your right. Last one. Inhale through your right. Close both. Exhale through your left. And just dropping your right hand and breathing evenly through both nostrils. And so at this point, if you have your rose tea or you have a rose oil or rose tincture, go ahead and grab that. Again, not necessary, but if you have it, bringing it into your space. And then again, making yourself hyper aware of the scent, the aroma. So just taking a pause to smell. And just sending gratitude to this beautiful flower for all the lessons it holds. And if you don't have a tea or an oil, just visualize this beautiful rose and let it be organic as to what color you see. Don't try to nitpick it, but just seeing this beautiful rose in front of you. And standing strong. It's open fully. It's beautiful and soft and subtle. The petals opened with love. The thorns are big and strong and firm to protect its beauty, to protect itself. And so we're going to ask this rose what message it has for us for today. You can either just sit with the flower in your mind, or at this point now place the oil on your skin, or take your tea or your tincture. We'll just stay in this space for a few minutes, just feeling into the flower, feeling into its energy, and just seeing what it has to offer, to say. And if there's anything that came through, a thought, a feeling, even a question, take this opportunity to write that down or just take note of it. And it's okay if it's even just more questions. Like for me, being in that, like I just have more questions. I have a few whys and hows. And so you can always come back later for a longer sit with the plant visually or with your tincture or your tea. But for now, kind of wrapping up what might have come through for you. Okay, and with that, we're going to shift to the journal prompts that I came up with for today. So number one, and I'll read these 3 times, and I'm going to come up close, also type them in the chat. Where in my life have I been choosing peace over my truth? Where in my life have I been choosing peace over my truth? Where in my life have I been choosing peace over my truth? And I'm going to type it here too. And after the session, I'm also going to put, I think the questions are in the description that I made, but I'll put them in the comments too. Okay. So where in my life have I been choosing peace over my truth? So I'll give us a minute there. And if you're here and you'd like to share anything in the chat, I would love to read and tune in with you. And I also would love for these to be in the comments, like to share your answers, to just know you can share and that it's safe here to share what's on your heart. So just take one more moment to wrap up that question. Where in my life have I been choosing peace over my truth? I had my pen and I don't know what I did with it. Oh, I see. All right, we're going to move to the next question. Now, the next question that we're journaling on, we are going to burn. So this is your opportunity to grab your burn dish if you don't have it already. And a lighter or your candle. I'm going to use my candle flame to light and burn. So I'm actually going to go back to my spot for this one, just so we can actually do this together. I know I like move stuff over here, like going back and forth. All right, so the second question, the one we are going to burn, is what am I ready to release that is no longer aligned with who I am becoming? I meant to type this in the chat. Okay. What am I ready to release that is no longer aligned with who I am becoming? What am I ready to release that is no longer aligned with who I am becoming? Longer. Spelled that wrong. Okay. What am I ready to release that is no longer aligned with who I am becoming? So this can be patterns or habits that you have. Maybe it's people pleasing, a fear you have, an attachment. Fear and attachment kind of go hand in hand sometimes. We're clinging to this thing out of fear. So just really feel into it. I'll give us a little longer on this one because it's really important what we're releasing. Okay. And again, you're always welcome to comment and share. And it can be more than one thing. I wrote 3 sentences, all starting with I am releasing. And I'll just share one of them to encourage you if you would like to share one in the comments now or later. But one of them all of these are huge for me, but one that I feel open to share is I am releasing scarcity, lack, and insecurities in all aspects of my life. Because scarcity and lack and insecurity fall under many, many different categories, and they really do in my life as well. So that's really important to me. Okay. So as you complete that, maybe reread it. I'm going to actually reread mine in my mind 3 more times, and then I'm going to fold it up and we'll burn them together. So once you've done that, let's fold it up. Let's I was gonna say fold it a specific amount of times. I don't know why I naturally wanted to tell you to fold it 3 times. But you don't have to do that. That was just something in my mind. Depending how tiny your piece of paper is, you might not be able to fold it 3 times. And then just placing your hands over it and closing your eyes and just making a mental vow and prayer to yourself that you're choosing to burn these beliefs, these patterns, so you can live more from your heart, more in harmony, more in balance. And when you're ready, then just make sure your fingers are away. I don't need anyone burning themselves, but just gently getting one side to light. And then placing it in your burn dish. I'm hoping that I don't need to relight it. I think I'll have to relight mine. Or at least get a little bit more burn going. It's just... Woo. If you really wanted to burn, because I don't know about you, I have a very deep subconscious fear of fire. I respect the heck out of it and I love it and its purposes. But if you're like me, dropping it early, you might want to grab a light. And that's why I use these, because it's keep it far away from me. You can really watch the flame, watch it burn, and just be very intentional and present with the process. Maybe even just pretend you're burning it into a big fire outside and staring into the flame after. Open my window. Yeah. So my fire alarm doesn't yell at me. All right. So with that, I'm going to close with pulling an oracle card. It's a collective read, or just a collective message. Oh no, I'm not done. We have one more question. I am so sorry. I'm so in that release that I forgot. Okay, final question to journal on, and then we're pulling a card. In fact, I'll pull a card while we're on it, while you're writing. All right, question number 3. So this is after we release, this is what we're calling in. What would it look like to choose myself more fully right now? What would it look like to choose myself more fully right now? What would it look like to choose myself more fully right now? Right, so as you're finishing up that journal prompt, I'll read to you the card that I got. And I got the Great Mother, and I'll come close so you can see this card. It's kind of hard to see it with like the lighting. Maybe you can kind of see. Surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. The Great Mother. The Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life on earth can be, that at times being human can be painful, lonely, and confusing. That the polarity and separation can be difficult when your soul remembers the oneness of Source. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. We often see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that everything's okay. And when things don't work out, then perhaps we've done something wrong or have something to fix. We've forgotten that life on earth isn't like that. Polarity is at the core of the earth experience. And it's through the polar extremes that we grow the most. We're not meant to avoid the night, the shadow, and the winter. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable essence of your experience as a soul. Hand over your worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, and doubts to the Mother, the Great Mother. Lay them at her altar. Surrender to the sureness of the soil. Fall fully into her arms. Surrender to the mystery woven through it all. Remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. That unrestrained joy is closer to grief than we think. And perhaps the more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more you can say, I have truly lived. And so the rose transmission here is, I am ready to embrace the extremes of my life. I lay all that I'm carrying onto the altar and fall into the Great Mother's arms. So just let that resonate. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. Whether you joined me now or you join me later, I'm grateful for your presence either way. I'd love to hear from you, any of these journal prompts down in the comments, and what you're releasing and what you're calling in, and how you can take care of yourself more in order to find balance and harmony and love in all aspects of your life. And though this moon rules in relationships, there's so many forms of that: relationships with self, relationships with money, relationships with your career, your purpose, your family, your friends. So just really sending yourself compassion. And I didn't mention it at the beginning of this video because, like I said, today has been an interesting day. My name's Bailey Rain, and I'm the creator of Rain Movement. And everything is movement, even stillness, because your energy is flowing, your thoughts are coming and going. There's always movement, whether it's on a hike or through yoga or dance or meditation, whatever it is. We're moving through this life together. We're moving through these obstacles and challenges and growing and being open to changing our beliefs and our habits and the default mode that we like to fall into. It's all just a movement. And the movement will go forward. Sometimes it'll go backwards, and it'll feel like everything we worked hard to do is we're going back to where we began, and just feeling that ebb and flow and just trusting that through it all, it's going to be okay, and you're going to be okay. So again, thank you so much for joining me in today's full moon ceremony and practice. And if you start this and you realize, oh, I really want to have a rose tea, or I want to make sure I have these things to do the ceremony with you, you can always do it today or even tomorrow or the following day, like being in the aftermath of what fully got illuminated the day of is okay as well for you to move through and process and release. So thank you all again for being here. And if you enjoyed today's practice, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share with somebody that you feel could have really used this practice today. And I will see you all again very shortly. So I'm going to scooch closer to sign off as I go back and forth today. It's been one of those days, right? Happy full moon. Have a great evening. Take care of yourself. All right. They changed this. I don't know where I go to log out. All right.